Bida bida badoo. Badoo. Bida bida badoo. Okay, we're live. Badoo. Bida bida badoo. Okay.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Story Time with Scrappy and Friends. I am Scrappy Fan 92. With me today are Harry and Raideran.
Sup?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I'm too tired to care.
Guys, I'm off the goop. I'm off the goop today.
Last episode, we read "If Only to Say You're Mine" by comma to the top. I had to find the author's name again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember the author's name either.
Yes. In the last chapter, Hanamaru posing as it's a Love Live Sunshine story, by the way. I'd hope you know that if you're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little bit, but it's still the Love Live story.
Yeah.
In the last chapter, Hanamaru posed as her friend Yoshiko's girlfriend to keep the peace between Yoshiko and her mother. So they attended a social function and they just answered some questions, fraternized with some socialites, and were still at the party. And yes, as you probably noticed, Tanner is not here today due to scheduling issues, so Raideran will be taking over for Hanamaru today, and I'm sure they'll have no repercussions in future sessions.
Yep, definitely everything will be okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna just get right to it. This is If Only to Say You're Mine by comma to the top, chapter 4.
Hanamaru should really be used to crowds like this by now. After all, Aquars had been relatively popular, especially after they had won the Love Live.
Oh, it's pronounced Aqua, by the way.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me?
That's yeah.
Oh my, this is, you know what? No, I was gonna say I hate Love Live now, but I can't even say that as a joke.
No, like a lot of people just say Aquas anyway.
Admittedly, with your accent, I kind of hear like it sounds the same coming out of your mouth, Harry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter, but yeah.
Hopefully I never have to say the word again. Even now, she and the other girls were somewhat of local celebrities. Still, too many people crowded into a small area made her skin itch. Scratching nervously at her arm, Hanamaru looked around her. Yoshiko, who was sat directly beside her, was idly chatting with another of her mother's donors, an older, affluent socialite dressed in a fanciful black dress. Her hand was so close, Hanamaru could easily extend her pinky finger to make contact. Oh, your mother has always been such an excellent teacher. College must never be difficult when you can always go to her for help, the woman mused, relaxing further into her seat. How have your classes been going, by the way? Getting all A's, I presume? Yoshiko tensed up, but refused to show it on her face.
It's been going well, thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear, the woman said, a vicious glint appearing in her eyes despite her otherwise polite expression. Your mother hadn't told me many details, so I worried that perhaps things hadn't been going very swimmingly. Have you declared a major yet? Yoshiko smiled in response, but it was clear to Hanamaru that it was not one of kindness.
Not yet.
Seemingly satisfied, the woman's eyes flitted to where Hanamaru sat quietly. Oh my, where are my manners? She exclaimed, leaning forward to clasp her hands. How are you, dear? School going well? Uncomfortable with the sudden attention, Hanamaru nodded awkwardly. That's good to hear, the woman laughed to herself. What are you studying? Stammering slightly, Hanamaru moved to reply, her old nervous tick returning to her as she spoke. I'm gonna do my best to imitate Tanner here. I'm a literature major, Zira. Clearly, this excited the woman. Literature, huh? She grinned. Going to be a teacher then? Yoshiko leaned softly into Hanamaru's side, bumping her shoulder.
She's going to be a writer, actually.
Underneath the table, she found Hanamaru's knee, patting it reassuringly. Hanamaru burned at the touch. If she noticed this, the woman paid it no mind. Instead, she continued to speak, her thinly veiled contempt barely shielded by her smile. Well, best of luck with that then. The second the woman was out of earshot, Yoshiko turned to Hanamaru, placing a hand onto her shoulder. She lowered her voice.
Hey, you okay?
Biting her lip, Hanamaru took a deep breath, allowing herself to nod. Just lots of people, that's all. Yoshiko furrowed her brow.
Do you want to go outside for a bit? Well, more outside than this.
She gestured to the party around her.
I guess. We could just say we want to stretch our legs a bit if anyone asked.
Hanamaru Kunikuda was not good at accepting help. Even though it almost always ended up harming her in the long run of things, she found herself to be quite stubborn and rarely allowed other people to help, even if they genuinely wanted to. She was a big girl, and big girls could handle their emotions and their problems on their own, thank you very much. Even if she was scared or uncomfortable, or even in physical pain, she could deal with it herself. She could, really. Yoshiko met her eyes.
Maru? Maru?
Hanamaru could feel her resolve disintegrating. Without a word, that is, if she could even muster up a coherent sentence in this state, she nodded, allowing herself to be vulnerable, if only for a moment. If she didn't know any better, Hanamaru could have sworn she saw Yoshiko start to blush. Her trademark mischievous grin found her face. Alright then, let's blow this joint. Sneaking out of the party was the easy part. All of the adults were so absorbed into their own conversations that they barely noticed the two girls excitedly exiting the tent, speeding past the rest of the attendees with relative ease. The hard part? Reminding themselves to stay quiet as they reached the stone path just far off enough that the party was reduced to nothing but a distant noise, giggling to themselves until they were out of breath entirely. Why? Hanamaru forced herself to take a deep breath, doubling over before meeting Yoshiko's eyes with a fond smile. Why did you decide to run?
Oh, I just want to see you suffer in those heels.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Sorry, I had to.
Yoshiko teased, earning a playful swat to her shoulder.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Hanamaru scrunched up her nose. You better be. The two disappeared into a fit of giggles once again. Once they were able to compose themselves, Hanamaru took stock of her surroundings, marveling at how beautiful it seemed. There were no lights out here, so the only light was that of the nearby party and of the full moon above, illuminating their every feature with a soft white glow. The path they had found wound around a beautifully landscaped garden, a bridge in the center arching over a quiet river. During the daytime, this area must have been bubbling with life, but at this hour, everything was so soft, so serene. Oh, wow, she murmured to herself. Yoshiko stared at Hanamaru, who was too preoccupied with her surroundings to notice.
Yeah, really beautiful.
It was at this time that both girls seemed to realize that their hands were still firmly clasped together, though neither acknowledged nor changed this. Slowly following the path, neither girl spoke for quite a while, sitting in comfortable silence with the other and sitting in comfortable silence with the other, with the occasional comment on the garden itself. The night was young. They had all the time they needed. As they reached the peak of the bridge, Yoshiko paused, causing Hanamaru to stop and meet her gaze once more. She couldn't help but notice that the moon seemed to make her dark hair shine brighter than usual, almost like in those romantic stories she loved so much.
Hey,
Yoshiko's Yoshiko started, faltering slightly.
I just want to say, that I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable or anything back there. This is my problem, and I dragged you into this mess. So you can quit any time it starts to suck, okay?
She almost looked as if she were in pain. Hanamaru blinked, allowing herself a moment to process before placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. The other hand, still nestled inside Yoshiko's, gave a gentle squeeze. Hey, don't worry, okay? Her voice came out more softer than she intended, but she found that she didn't quite mind. I'm not just gonna up and abandon you just because I got a little freaked out. Her sigh of relief was barely audible. Hanamaru took a deep breath. This could be it. Yoshiko, I... Just then, Yoshiko's phone began to ring. She rolled her eyes as she fished her phone out of her pocket.
I am so sorry, Maru. Someone's clearly got horrible timing.
Hanamaru felt as if her heart might burst from her chest entirely, but she waved the comment off nonchalantly. Oh, don't worry. It was nothing. You can take the call. Yoshiko eyed her screen.
Oh crap, it's my cousin. I probably should take this.
As Hanamaru nodded in approval, Yoshiko accepted the call, holding the camera at a more flattering angle as her cousin's face flooded the screen.
Honestly, it might be funnier if I voice both of them.
Yoshiko's talking to herself.
Yoshiko, but she's from New Jersey or something. I don't know how to do the accent. Screw it. Yoshiko, hey!
The woman exclaimed, the bright lights from her surroundings better illuminating Yoshiko's features.
Whoa, it's so dark out. Where are you right now?
Yoshiko widened the shot so that both she and Hanamaru were visible.
We're just taking a quick break from my mom's party. Too many people needling us about college stuff.
As soon as she laid eyes on Hanamaru, the cousin's expression lit up.
Oh my gosh, hi!
He exclaimed, inching closer to the camera.
I'm so glad I caught... I'm so glad I caught you both. It's literally the reason I wanted to call.
Then, her voice lowering, she continued.
Ugh, it was about time that Yoshiko settled down with someone so good for her, you know?
Yoshiko rolled her eyes.
I am tired. I'm literally right here.
It's been a long night, hasn't it, Yoshiko?
Holding hands for 2 hours, man, that's so stressful.
And all that running. Her cousin grinned.
Hold on, sorry. sorry, having to talk for both of them is throwing me off. Don't worry, Yoshi. No, I'm only picking on you, I guess.
She ran her fingers through her dark hair, flipping the part to the other side. Hanamaru couldn't help but notice how remarkably similar she and Yoshiko looked. It was almost as if she could be Yoshiko's older sister.
Anyways, I'm surprised that your mom was able to keep her mouth shut for this long. I mean, you guys have been dating for 4 months, and I'm just now hearing about it? Just now hearing about it. That's not a question.
It could be. An amused glint appeared in Yoshiko's eyes.
Oh, don't worry. She's still the blabbermouth we all know and love. I mean, I only told her about it a few days ago. Wow.
Her cousin continued, trailing off as if lost in thought. Oh god. I think I'm losing steam. Then she snapped
almost
herself
done.
back to reality, her previously bubbly demeanor returning.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to call and let you know that, well, I've got some good news and bad news.
Yoshiko grimaced.
What's the bad news?
Her cousin chuckled.
Oh, we're straight to the punch with this one, huh?
She scratched her head.
So, you remember my college roommate, Miyu? The one who was supposed to be my maid of honor next weekend?
Hanamaru stared at her with wide eyes, but Yoshiko just nodded.
Anyways, we just found out that her mom is really sick. So she's gonna have to leave town and we won't be able to do the wedding after all.
She continued. Oh no, that's awful! Hanamaru spoke without thinking. I hope she's okay. She didn't even know any of the aforementioned people, but her heart panged with sympathy nonetheless. Her cousin's eyes flitted to meet Hanamaru's.
Yeah, I do too. Her mom's always been so kind to me.
Turning back to Yoshiko, her mood quickly lifted back up, her features softening as a sneaky smile returned to her face.
The good news, however, is that I now need a new maid of honor. Who would certainly need a +1, of course.
Yoshiko pointed to her chest.
Wait, you mean me?
Rolling her eyes, her cousin chuckled to herself.
Who else would I be asking?
Yoshiko.exe has stopped working.
Wait, is that actually what it says?
Yes. In italics, it says Yoshiko.exe has stopped working.
Man, I love Mega Man Battle Network. Look, I don't need you to do anything fancy like a speech or anything, since the majority of the planning is already done and set. But I'd really love it if you would be up there with me.
She smiled almost wistfully.
It would mean the world to me, promise.
Yoshiko met Hanamaru's eyes, desperately wishing that she had developed telepathic communication a long time ago. She had to give her cousin an answer, but she also didn't want to back Hanamaru into a corner like that, especially to something as intimate as a family wedding. For the record there, it says is intimate. So
And the
that's
family
what threw
wedding
me off.
is intimate.
Well, yeah, but it says something is intimate, and
I know. I'm just being an asshole.
After all, it wasn't just a few hours with mostly strangers, but a long time spent with Yoshiko's entire family, all of whom would most likely cement this lie of theirs into their brains forever. What if they found out and it ruined everything? Then Hanamaru smiled, squeezing Yoshiko's hand and bringing her back to reality. I'd love to come. The cousin looked expectantly to Yoshiko.
Well,
Yoshiko conceded with a slowly brightening smile.
alright, yeah, I'll be your maid of honor.
Her cousin's eyes lit up.
I don't have the energy for this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
She squealed.
Oh, I would be so hugging you right now if we weren't on FaceTime.
Laughing, Yoshiko waved off the comment.
Yeah, okay.
Returning her eyes to Hanamaru, the cousin began to babble.
Okay, I am so sorry for the late notice, but believe me, had I known you two were together, I would have invited you months ago. Really, I'm surprised this one didn't immediately tell me off when I didn't give her a +1. Oh, it's a bit untraditional, I suppose, the whole +1 thing, but we're having a less traditional ceremony so that my fiance's family feels more included in the whole thing. They're from America.
Yoshiko explained. Her cousin blushed at the mere thought of him. It must be nice, Hanamaru thought, to be so in love.
Anyways, since there's going to be so many people coming in from out of town, coming in from out of town, we're just making it a whole weekend thing. So you guys can come down whenever you'd like, and we can hang out, okay?
Hanamaru nodded, offering a kind smile. It sounds like fun.
Great! And you sound more American than me.
What are you talking about? I'm from Osaka. This is the Osaka accent. The cousin exclaimed, beaming.
Okay, I gotta get some speech lessons. I've got to get back to it. But I'm so glad we got this all sorted out. I'll see you then.
Yoshiko smiled.
Bye, Yua.
The call ended, and they were once again returned to silence. Yoshiko turned to Hanamaru, a soft sincerity once again finding her eyes.
Sorry, that must have totally bombarded you out of nowhere. Are you still good?
Hanamaru nodded. I don't mind continuing to pretend if it's going to help keep your mom off your back. She smiled to herself, her expression almost dreamlike. And besides, I love weddings. This'll be really fun. Promise. This seemed to ease Yoshiko's conscience.
Okay, but you let me know if it gets to be too much.
Though a million thoughts swarmed her mind, what have you done being at least 7 of... Okay.
Alright, take your time.
Yeah. Though a million thoughts swarmed her mind, what have you done being at least 7 of them? Hanamaru simply smiled up at Yoshiko. Promise. Then, from the party, a familiar voice shouted out into the darkness. Yoshiko, are you out there? She raised her voice ever so slightly, her words almost sharp and pointed. There's someone here who would love to meet you. Yoshiko squeezed Hanamaru's hand.
You ready?
Hanamaru nodded, putting on a brave face. Nervous, yet hopeful. Let's do this.
And that is the end of chapter 4.
Leroy Jenkins.
Did I voice Yoshiko's mom last session, or whenever she last appeared, or...
I don't remember.
Like, I know I voiced her when she made her, I guess, debut on Storytime back in 2021, but...
Right.
I need to just draft up an attendance list for the episodes just to see who voiced who.
Yeah, because I don't remember.
Let's rewatch the episode live.
Oh, that's not helpful.
You could do that, like, for when we have literally nothing to read one day, I guess.
God, that would be so weird.
The cast of Storytime reacts to Storytime.
Story time commentaries.
God.
So yeah, cute chapter. Just I have no complaints.
Yeah.
Are we not going to squeeze in chapter 5? Because it's not even been half an hour.
How long is it?
Yeah, how long is
Chapter 5's not long, but no.
Dang. It doesn't look that much. It looks it's a little shorter than chapter 4.
I think it is shorter, but no.
I just don't want this story to be like 10 episodes long.
Why not? We got anything else to read right now?
It's
Well-
padding. It's padding for content, Harry. You gotta think like a content creator if you're
Yeah.
gonna be one.
People
I wasn't even aware content creators start at all.
Content creators definitely do try and milk like topics. Like, look at the stuff about the Switch 2.
You won't believe what Scrappy Fan 92 stuttered over this time.
Yeah, right?
Radaran can't read. It's just a big red circle on a sentence that I was trying to read.
With like a oh face.
Yeah. Or no, they've got their head in their hands.
Yeah. It's like doing the meme where like the guy's like doing a oh face and pointing at something.
We should make I would try to avoid like true clickbait, but we probably should make some bespoke thumbnails for story time at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the rest of this episode is going to be about. Just future plans for 2024.
Do we have any?
Are there plans?
Like I don't know what we're doing, to be honest.
Well, we're gonna do this, finish this in like another 5 weeks probably.
How many chapters is this again?
10.
10.
Okay.
Folks, if it wasn't obvious, I have not been in the best physical condition the last few weeks. There's a reason I have other people narrating for me.
Yeah, you've been dying.
I'm seeing a doctor on Tuesday.
Well, that's good at least.
Good, good.
Not good for my wallet.
Nope.
So,
Oh yeah, you guys don't have free healthcare. I'm sorry.
Sure don't.
I'm sorry.
not as sorry as me. So, what was I going to say? So I'm seeing a doctor because I'm just mesmerized by the Donkey Kong gameplay.
Yeah, that I keep failing at.
The bug enemies look like the what they call the Bizits from Rayman.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's our plans for 2024. We're just gonna transition to being a Donkey Kong streaming channel. So yeah, we'll continue reading this lovely story, and I am enjoying it. I just enjoy I enjoy just getting to play Yoshiko again. She's a fun character.
I've enjoyed just getting back to Love Live. It's been a while.
One thing do really want to note is I just really love the prose in this story. Detailed and able to get you into like the character's mind space, but not so drawn out that it becomes a hassle to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty well written aside from the sparing typos.
Yeah, no, I to be honest with you, I don't know if I've read a fanfic that doesn't have typos. Like, at least a few of them.
What about the one that just started and ended with "skoo"?
It's like, okay, that's like that's like top tier. You can't beat that. That's like the only perfect fanfic.
Like I'm trying to, like I do like just kind of, I just do like kind of, I guess you could say, franchise retrospectives on a different site, and I've been doing that for several years now. I go through like the old, I guess, posts I make every so often. I still find typos.
Yeah, like even like the ones that are like really good. There's still I still see issues. So it's like, you know, there's always gonna be improvement that can be made.
Part of me is kind of glad I lost the source documents in my first 2 Mario chapters, because I would probably still be editing those today. So yeah, I like the prose in this story, and
I like that it
yeah.
doesn't waste time. I'll say that much. It doesn't take like a million years describing things or anything. It doesn't go on for too long either.
Yeah, like if my observations just come off as very, I guess, short writ, just so far it's just been a well-made story. Don't have many complaints. So, yeah, looking forward to the rest. As for plans for next, I guess, rest of the year, I mean, we touched upon it a few times. We'll go through this, probably do a few other one-shots, and we got, I'm trying to think, we have, it's got to be like another Toho story on a docket at this point.
Is there, Harry?
I mean, there is a there is like a couple. I know there's one that Mirage gave us that I've never even read before. There's either that or the other one that I actually do want to voice one of the characters in, so you know.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Mirage must have sent you that in DMs, because I don't remember seeing him sending anything.
Yeah, I
The
don't
one
know.
you're interested in? Is it the one I'm thinking of? Or is it the one you're writing? Okay, yeah,
No, okay, that's the one I was gonna write is something else. What were you thinking?
something involving Fumos.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I was gonna write. The ones that
Sumo fan fiction.
the ones I was talking about though, those are something else.
Alright, then I probably haven't seen it yet.
Guys, what if we revisited Reimu gets struck by lightning?
4K HD.
Spider-Man, lightning never strikes twice. I hope. What? Nothing? Okay. All right.
I'm a little drained today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mentally speaking, I should say, not drained.
Oh,
Slow.
yeah.
It just makes me sound like a.
Anyway,
Rado is
So-
an old man.
Guys, I'm getting old. My back's aching.
mine too. Like unironically.
Yeah.
Probably need to get some new inserts for my shoes.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, retail jobs are fun.
There's also the Kingdom Hearts crossover. I don't know when we. I don't know. Like.
Also, I was pondering something last night, and I'm realizing I got like 5 stories I need to write.
Oh, jeez. I know
You
you
have a
have.
magnificent. Pardon, go on.
I was gonna say, I know you have the big projects you're working on. What are the other stuff?
Man, if I say it, I have to commit to it. It's gonna be the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to continue the Mario show, of course, and pardon me. I want to actually update my Love Live, my first Love Live Sunshine story.
Oh, really? Oh, is that the horror one?
Or is probably too strong a word, but yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I need to get Raider and Pedriva onboarded for that one.
Whoa.
Yeah, I want to just kind of update that a little, and what else? There's Mario show that I have an actual request that really needs to be done
Hmm.
because they've been very patient.
What was that again?
That's it's a story based off of an animated movie. Probably gonna be like a 1 or 2 shot.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? What else? Like Mario Show, Love Live Update, The Request. Technically have another request as well that's also based off of an animated movie. That one's only gonna be like 500 words, so that'll probably be done first at this point.
Yeah.
And I actually want to write another Scooby-Doo story down the line.
Hmm.
And I want to write a Power Ranger story, so there's that.
Oh, Raider's into Power Rangers, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun then.
I have not caught up in years though.
I know barely anything about that series.
Well, I'm not sure depending on how, I guess, where you dropped off. Like, the shows I was going to cover were going to be from Turn of the Millennium, so...
Oh, trust me. You would cover the shows I did watch.
Alright, I have a man of culture here.
Like,
Not
I dropped off. I dropped off between Beast Morphers season 1 and 2.
Wasn't there a special where they crossed over with the was it the
Next Mutation Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that.
That's from Power Rangers in Space. That is actually how I was
I haven't seen
exposed to
that
Ninja
one.
Turtles.
I haven't seen that. That sounds hilarious.
It's actually, I mean, it may unironically be the best thing that Next Mutation was ever associated with, so...
Yeah.
Is actually, that's how I was exposed to Ninja Turtles. So when I saw the 2003 series, I was wondering, where's the girl turtle?
Oh, that's pretty good. The series kind of killed the turtles for a while, didn't it?
I mean, the original cartoon had already ended by that point. Next Mutation was just kind of keeping the lights on just a bit longer.
Yeah, they were kind of having diminishing returns at that point.
Ooh.
Like, the original show ran for nearly a decade. It was a few years off, wasn't going to really gonna be like an indictment on the brand.
Yeah, I mean the 2003 series like really brought things back a lot.
Should give that show a rewatch sometime.
Yep.
So, yeah, I do want to write a Power Ranger story at some point because it just feels like it's time. And aside from that, I have the big project, I guess, and so yeah, that's all the stuff I have to write.
I assume that's still in the planning stages.
Yeah, I'm still I went through a few scenarios in my head earlier this week, and I laughed to myself, so I guess that's a good sign.
Hopefully you don't get a character burnout.
Hopefully I just don't get burnout. Period.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's happening. Hopefully.
So we finished this story, and then we is it a Toho story you want to pick from the pile, or is that just remains to be seen?
We'll see. Maybe we'll use a Toho story to kind of give a test run for some of the new talent who may have volunteered for other things.
Hmm.
We'll see. Like, I don't think we're going to be going on hiatus as long as we did last year, at least.
Yeah, I like the was it the gap was like
About 5 to 6 months, I think.
yeah, it was like almost half a year.
Yeah, I'm going to try and learn the art of brevity this year when writing my own stuff. Like, if it can't be done in one chapter, just sometimes break the chapters up. That's what I did with the Nutcracker Scoop Redux. And those things were still long individually.
Yeah.
By the by, the Scooby-Doo story I'm planning would also be another adaptation, but of a comic instead of a cartoon episode.
Oh.
So yeah, there's your alert that I'm not original at all, because writing Scooby-Doo is kind of hard.
I'd imagine so. I did enjoy the what is it? The Scrappy doing the Creep Kids or whatever.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. Well, I mean, the sequel's unfinished, so like we could read it, but like it's unfinished, so we just be future Mario Brothering ourselves.
How many chapters did they do for that?
I think they got up to 4. So,
Oh, that would be short-lived.
like, yeah, if we need like a buffer for an episode, then yeah, we could revisit that.
Yeah. Maybe the author for it is like a big Storytime fan, and it gives them like the motivation they need to continue it.
Maybe like I'm just gonna pretend that's when Otter Mountain updates till we make our sound. I'm just gonna pretend that we're responsible for that.
I feel like probably I imagine like it at least influenced him to like actually go back to it.
I mean, do they know we?
Yeah, the Otter Mountain, they know us. They
Yeah,
know
yeah.
we
They were
Okay.
they were one of the guys that had a special message for us during the 100th episode.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
I know we've memory hold episode 100, but yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, they're apparently working on the next chapter. Did that slug or snail just grow out of the grass?
Yeah, it definitely did.
People told me this was a more naturalistic platformer compared to Mario. So, okay, so they are, I think, in the planning stages of their next chapter. So that's something I will look forward to that whenever they get to that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna begrudge Watermelon. Like they got a life, they got a job.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Like I can, like, unfinished stories annoy me, but at the same, like, I'm not gonna criticize the authors themselves because, like, fanfic stuff is like a hobby in and of itself. They're not doing it for money or anything, so it's like they don't owe us anything.
Tell that to some of the archive of our own authors who seem like hell bent on updating their story through snow and rain.
Yeah.
They go to war, but they're still updating.
Like they could literally be in the afterlife, but they'll still write that story.
Sorry, it took me 73 years to update the story. I had to will myself back to life after I died.
Oh god, I don't know.
Like, man, if I had their drive, I could write so much.
Yeah.
I would also, I mean, if I had a Patreon account, that would be great too.
Follow our Patreon at
CatMarioSucksHairballs.com. Like what?
Sure. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Sure.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. That was that was something else.
What the hell?
I should have said coughs hairballs, but yeah, you get out of pocket Scrappy today. Sorry.
Yeah, that is like such an unscrappy thing to say.
Yeah, but it's hilarious.
So yeah, I got like plans. I think
Yeah.
once they're actually outlined, they might actually get written. So to do that, we're back, guys. I think,
Yeah.
and yeah. So hopefully, my doctor visit turns out well, and we can just kind of keep a regular cadence for story time.
Yeah.
Yeah, legit. I don't know what we're reading after this.
Yeah, I guess we can discuss that a bit, like, off camera or something.
Maybe one of my one shots will be done.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Maybe I'll actually write something.
Maybe Maddie will appear live one day.
Oh, that'd be something.
So, yeah, I think that's all I've got. Well, next episode we'll probably just read chapter 5 and maybe 6 of this.
And I'll die.
I hope not. So, I guess that's all I've got to say for today. So this has been Story Time with Scrappy and Friends, episode dated February 10, 2024 in my time zone. So, see you all later. Have a good day, and if you are with a loved one, happy Valentine's Day.
See you guys in 5 months.